125th anniversary of the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company. We began in America back in 1842. I was young, and we were brewing Schaefer in this small brewery in New York City. We have grown with America ever since, and we are proud of her traditions. As a tribute to the courage of the Pilgrim Fathers, Schaefer has reconstructed the historic Pilgrim Common House at Plymouth, Massachusetts. And at Mystic Seaport, Connecticut, we have recreated Spouter Tavern, a colorful example of community life in colonial days. And tonight, Schaefer is proud to honor still another great addition as we present Sail to Glory, the incredible story of the schooner America. It's the story of a dream that became a ship, and of a ship that became a legend. For when the schooner named America sailed to glory, a young nation named America sailed to glory with her.
For over 100 years, our sailing men have defended what the schooner America first won. Just as the men aboard this modern 12-meter sloop are doing now, getting ready for another America's Cup match. Our story begins in New York. The year is 1850. The boom of the cannon has announced the arrival of the English brig Clyde. At this moment, the schooner America is unknown, but already she's been ordained. Her story begins with a meeting between Sir Henry Bryan, a member of Britain's famous Royal Yacht Squadron, and John Cox Stevens, first Commodore of the New York Yacht Club.
Welcome to New York, Sir Henry.
Commodore Stevens, this is a pleasant surprise.
How was the crossing, sir?
Oh, fine. A little cramped, but otherwise fine.
You received my letter of inquiry.
I did indeed, and I took the liberty of showing it to Lord Wilton, Commodore of our squadron. He was most intrigued, and I am now prepared to present further information.
Good. The sooner the better. How about tonight?
Tonight?
Yes. In fact, the gentlemen I mentioned in my letter are waiting just a few moments from here, and they're looking forward to meeting you. Unless, of course, you're too tired from the voyage.
Oh, not at all. I'd be delighted to talk to them.
Commodore Sing history. This is George Schuyler, dedicated yachtsman and founder of the New York Yacht Club, successful businessman who drives a hard bargain. Colonel James Hamilton, son of Alexander Hamilton, also a member of the club, an enthusiastic yachtsman. Will Brown, well-known builder of many fast sailing vessels. And George Steers, genius at innovation, designer of America's famous pilot schooners, built to outrace pirate and enemy warships. He's been eagerly awaiting the opportunity, which now presents itself.
Gentlemen, I'm actually here on government business. But after our exchange of letters, I would also like to issue a personal invitation. As you know, the great international exposition is to be held in London next autumn. Since we of the Royal Yacht Squadron are aware of the fame of your pilot boats, we would welcome the chance to test the speed of your finest craft against the best of our British racing yachts.
America's best against Britain's best.
Precisely. There are those who say that Yankee men and Yankee boats can outsail us. Let us see whether Britannia still rules, or whether perhaps the seas have a new mistress. Well, gentlemen, decision is yours.
You'll have your answer before you leave New York, sir.
Thank you. Now, good night. It's been a long, hard voyage.
Good night, Sir Henry. May I take you to your hotel?
Oh, no, thank you, Commodore. It's just a short distance. I'm sure you gentlemen have a lot to discuss.
Well, we'll be in touch.
Good night again.
Good night, Sir Henry.
Sir Henry, I've got to have a statement for my paper.
My dear chap. Later.
We've got a race. And now all we need's a fast boat.
How about your sloop, Maria, Commodore?
She's fast, all right, but she'd never make the Atlantic crossing.
How about the Mary Taylor?
Of course, the Enterprise. Last month she beat...
One moment, gentlemen. There's your ship. A pilot schooner.
Looks like the Mary Taylor.
No, Mr. Schuyler. The basic lines are the same, but in every other respect, she's different. I've had this particular design in mind for a long time now. Will Brown is the only other man who knows anything about it.
Remarkable.
Now, this boat, like the Mary Taylor, was built to sail to windward. Now, the British, for years, and everybody else, have built their crafts on the cod's head and mackerel tail principle. In this schooner, I've reversed the pattern. See, with these hollow lines in her hull, right here on the bow, she should sail closer to the wind than any other sailing vessel afloat.
How much length?
Oh, about 94 feet overall.
How much beam?
22 feet.
Draft?
Oh, it's about 11 feet.
How much sail area?
5,500 feet, more or less.
How much?
Well, when you consider the cost of labor and material...
Oh, you can build it for 30,000, can't you, Will?
Is that true?
More or less.
I was about to make an estimate.
30,000. That's a lot of money.
Well, that's a lot of boat.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It's a beautiful price, John. Now, don't be a fool. Why should we spend $30,000?
George, are you sure that she'll prove faster than Maria?
I know she will. Look at the sheer. Look at the way she moves. She'll come...
Words are words. Performance is another thing. Will you have to build her? What do you think?
Well, I think with all things being equal...
For $30,000 being equal is not enough. The point is, can she beat the British?
Well, if she doesn't, you don't have to pay a penny.
You're mighty generous with Will Brown's money, George.
Very generous.
Do you accept this condition?
Seems I've been committed. All right. You're authorized to go ahead and build her. On one condition. That she be ready for a trial race against Maria 6 months from today. Agreed?
6 months?
Agreed.
She's going to be a beautiful ship, Will.
Well, she's lovely, George. I think with her we can do it.
Thanks.
6 months, Will.
Don't worry about it. Will Brown said he'll deliver it. He'll deliver it.
I will. George.
Good night. Good night.
George! You'd better be right.
Late November 1850. Work begins on the schooner. From the start, her frames reveal her grace and beauty. To some, her unusual lines hold a promise of victory. But to others, they foreshadow disaster.
Morning, Mr. Greeley. How does this story sound? Dick Brown named captain of the new schooner. Famous Sandy Hook pilot to race against the British. By Thomas Norcross.
Fools.
What, sir?
I said fools. You're as foolish as any one of them, Norcross.
I don't understand, sir.
You don't? Now let me read you my story. An editorial I've written for tomorrow's Tribune by Horace Greeley. $30,000 folly. $30,000 worth of folly is now under construction at the 12th Street Yard. How our usually level-headed sailing men were gulled into accepting this English challenge is beyond the ken of this paper. The British send a smooth and persuasive emissary. He sets the bait upon the hook, and our yachtsmen swallow it whole, like eager fish. At a time when this country is beginning to match England in every field of trade and on the high seas, the British need and are hungry for a victory. They mean to give us a whipping, remember, for years.
Everybody knows their schooners and cutters are unbeatable. They've been honing their skill at it for years, while in this country, yacht racing is still rare. Make no mistake about it. We are dancing to their tune, and in the end, we'll pay the piper, despite the great skill of Captain Brown.
Dance to their tune, will we? Ah, really? What does he know? Landlubber.
Captain Brown, I can't tell you how happy I am you signed on to sail this schooner.
Thank you.
You and George here are the two best men in the country for the job. I think between you, we can win.
I aim to win, Tommy.
You'll have the ship for it.
Oh, I'm sure you two will work well together.
We might.
You must. Well, now you've seen the model and the preliminary building. What do you think?
I take my hat off to Mr. Steers. Aye, it's a pretty schooner he's designed. But I'm the man who'll have to race her, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Dick Brown, a legend, a wizard at the helm. A man who sails to win and let the devil take the hindmost.
Isn't she beautiful?
Oh, Tom, she's lovely. Aren't those interesting? It looks like the ribs of a giant sea monster.
No, those are just the frames. 54 of them. 4 steel bolts in each frame. Now she's going to weigh 170 tons. That's a displacement figure, Alice.
Oh, I see.
She carried 2 sticks.
Sticks?
Like sailors talk. It means mast. They'll be over 80 feet high.
You're so clever, Tom. How do you know so much?
I've been pretty close to the captain. As a matter of fact, when we make the Atlantic crossing, old Dick Brown, he's the captain. He asked me personally to take the helm when the going gets rough.
Oh, Tom, you know Captain Brown, of course. Young Norcross here is going to make the Atlantic crossing with us. I know you'll be good shipmates. Oh, excuse me, Miss Alice Porter, Captain Brown.
Oh, I'm so happy to meet you, Captain Brown. Tom has so many suggestions to help you sail your boat.
Aye. Especially when the going gets rough, huh?
Gradually, the vessel takes shape. First the skeleton, then the flesh. Can the young upstart nation build a ship strong enough to withstand an Atlantic crossing, yet light and swift enough to outsail the pride of the British? The men who were backing this bold venture would soon find out.
Welcome aboard, gentlemen. Have a good look around. Careful of that, son.
Inside and out, America reflected pride of workmanship. Would her performance match her beauty? At last she emerges, a lovely lady, graceful and slim, but unlike any other in the world.
Mr. Steers! To my mind, some of those spars are a bit light.
To my mind, Captain, they're right. And that's the way they stay.
Oh.
Besides, when we get to England, I plan to install this flying jib boom.
No, I don't like it.
Oh, you don't?
Well, in my opinion, it'd be a handicap. She'll sail closer to the wind without it.
I'll tell you something, Captain. You're all wrong.
Oh, am I?
Dead wrong. I like that boom. We'll need the added sail to give us more speed and light winds. And when we get to England, you'll learn to live with it.
You're a very stubborn man, Mr. Steers.
I'm stubborn.
George, that's beautiful.
Excellent.
American.
Can you think of a better name?
May 3rd, 1851. With her trial race just 2 weeks away, schooner America is launched. And now, on May 17th, after hurried preparation, she faces Maria. The first moment of truth for her skipper, Dick Brown, her designer, George Steers, and her first mate, Nels Comstock. The starting gun, it was no contest. The smooth seas and gentle winds favored the veteran Maria.
I'm sorry, Tom. Very sorry.
Just don't understand.
Gentlemen, this is not a happy day. In 2 weeks, we must send a boat to England.
As far as I am concerned, this new schooner is a complete disaster. The British will sail rings around her.
One moment, Mr. Schuyler. I wouldn't be too hasty about it.
What do you mean?
Well, you're all of you, sailing on the wrong tack.
But you know what the Maria did.
Aye, I know what this new schooner can do. If we give her stiffer spars, George, and proper tuning up. I was a tiller, gentlemen. I had the touch, feel of her. When I sail a boat, I sail to win. And when I sail to win, I like to have the fastest hull under me. So you see, if I sail this race at all, it's America I want, nothing else. Now, gentlemen, you're all sailing men, and you should know. A new boat's like a beautiful woman. Fickle, capricious. Why, she has a mind of her own. You have to court her to know it. It takes a little time to find out just what suits her and what doesn't. But once you learn to please her, then she'll give you everything. All she needs is a chance, gentlemen. A chance to find her feet. Well, Commodore?
Gentlemen, in 2 weeks, she sails.
She's going! She's going!
Idiots! You asked that I come down here, Mr. Greeley. I didn't come to be insulted.
Then let me ask you a question. How does it happen that the Maria beat America?
America hasn't had time enough to find her feet. She needs tuning up.
Yeah, like a woman. That's what Captain Brown said.
Mr. Greeley, America can win.
I'd bet a year's pay on it.
Commodore Stevens, again, I warn you. The British will make us look like fools.
Thank you, sir, but it's our choice, and we've made it.
You understand that the eyes of this nation are on you. If you go, and the British humiliate us, well, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, Commodore.
Mr. Greeley, you publish the news. We'll make it. But win or lose, I have a feeling this race will help to bring our country and Britain closer together.
Norcross,
Yes, sir.
about that wager you wanted to make.
Yes, sir.
You're on.
Tom, I'll be proud to take half of that. Good day, sir.
June 21st, 1851. America leaves the foot of East 12th Street. Her transatlantic voyage begins. Her owners are not aboard. They've crossed by packet boat earlier. Her crew numbers 13. Her master, Captain Dick Brown. Her destination, Le Havre, France. Her last-minute refitting. Now she is alone. on a vast and empty sea. Speed, 7 knots. Wind, south. Hour after hour, day after day, she leaves miles of unending wake astern. And what lies ahead of her? What destiny? Nobody knows.
Dick, Maria couldn't beat her now.
Nothing can beat her now. Having trouble, Mr. Norcross?
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
How'd you ever get to be a Marine reporter?
My father's a friend of Horace Greeley's.
Have you ever sailed boats, Mr. Norcross?
Not really. It was just as a passenger.
Oh.
Excuse me, sir?
Very good, sir. Oh, I could always use a little help sailing this, Mr. Norcross, so anytime you have a few suggestions, you let me know, huh?
Day after day, night after night, she sails like a symphony, with the wind singing in her rigging. To her crew, she is not an inanimate thing. She's flesh and blood. She has heart and soul. She's vibrant. She's alive. Her purpose? To sail to glory. Keeping close to her carefully charted course, America moves across the Atlantic as quickly and directly as possible. Matched to the rhythm of the seas, the daily sextant work and computations accumulate in America's log. "20 days and 6 hours out of New York.
Land ho! Where away? 2 points up the port bow.
The coast of France, and a temporary stop at Le Havre. Here she'll be fitted with new spars and take on fresh supplies and additional gear. Great care is taken to keep her hidden from her British adversaries, who would like a close look at her lines. Members of the British Royal Yacht Squadron were the first to learn of America's departure from Le Havre.
Well, gentlemen, our Royal Squadron may have a chance to see this Yankee schooner tomorrow.
Commodore Wilton, I must say I can't wait. I've heard all sorts of stories about her.
They say she looks like a bony skeleton.
I trust she doesn't rattle in the wind.
She should be near Ryde in the morning, ready to be escorted into our squadron anchorage. Obviously, we should give her a proper welcome.
Yes, sir. A very warm welcome. Indeed, a welcome that she'll never forget.
Which of you gentlemen will volunteer your yacht to lead the Yankee in?
May I offer Aurora? Mr. Le Merchant, I feel we should save Aurora for a special occasion. May I offer my cutter, Laverock?
If it pleases you, Sir William, Laverock it is.
With her new spars in place and her hull freshly painted, America hurriedly sets her sail to take advantage of a freshening breeze.
Commodore, have you made arrangements to unload our supplies at Cowes?
Yes, the minute we're in port.
Good, but this vessel was never so deep in the water. And you know, she's way below her sailing lines.
She leaves Le Havre to cross the English Channel with its angry waters and driving winds. Dawn. The wind subsides and the seas become smooth. With just enough wind to fill her sails, America glides towards Cowes. Finally, her sails are lowered. She waits off the coast of England to be escorted in. "9 a.m. A light westerly clears the haze. America shows her colors, ready to welcome her British escort.
Captain, a sail on the port quarter. Commodore? Slavrock, coming to escort us in.
She's small. Maybe. Sometimes a boat like that can outsail anything twice her size.
Something wrong here. He's coming down on us under full sail. What kind of greeting do you call that? Huh, Commodore, that's no escort boat. She wants to race.
Possible.
Is it? You just keep your eyes on her, Commodore.
She seems reluctant to take up our challenge, sir. Why? Let's have another go at her, Smith. But don't remove any of her paint.
Have the crew ready to make sail.
We're in no condition to race that cutter.
Nobody does that to me. Nobody.
Fromm, we're carrying too much weight. You said so yourself.
You think I'm just going to sit here and let them rub it in?
Lavrock has a great reputation for sailing to windward. She'll humiliate us.
What do you think she's doing now?
We're not even rigged for racing.
Remember, Mr. Steers, you designed this boat. I'll sail her. Comstock!
Aye, Captain.
Hoist the jib and foresail!
Stand by the fore halyard.
Sheet in the main! We'll show them how to go to windward.
The impromptu race ended as quickly as it began. The astounded British come alongside.
Master of the Lavrock, I'm now ready to be led into port. Thank you for your courtesy.
Lavrock's scheme backfires. Instead of paralyzing the will of America to win, her defeat panics the British. Commodore Stevens sends challenge after challenge. They're ignored.
The Americans came here to race at our invitation. They are entitled to a race. It is time we stopped dodging this issue and faced it honestly. Now, who among us is going to accept this challenge?
The way she sailed by me, I wouldn't bet a guinea against her. I'd give 100 to see her bottom.
I ask you again, are you going to race? For shame, gentlemen. For shame.
We should have used Aurora.
There's anger among the ordinary sailing people of Britain. Anger that the Yankee challenge has been refused. John Cox Stevens makes a last desperate try.
Commodore Stevens, I've done my best to convince them.
Well, gentlemen, it's getting late in the year. We must race soon or not at all. Now, Lord Wilton, I ask you to set a date and name the competition.
I'm sorry, Commodore Stevens, but as events appear at present, I'm afraid there'll be no race.
No race. After we've come 3,000 miles? Oh, Captain, I wish you hadn't accepted the Lavrock's challenge. You frightened them all off.
I did what I had to do, Mr. Schuyler.
Captain, how soon can you be ready to take her home?
Gentlemen, I bring you news. The Americans are sailing home shortly. I have personally apologized to each and every one of them for our unforgivable lack of courage. I have also just had a long talk with the marine editor of the London Times. Gentlemen, this is what will appear in tomorrow's edition of that newspaper. It has a most provocative title. A Hawk Among the Sparrows. A hawk has descended among the sparrows, and the sparrows can only stand there paralyzed with fear. Things have come to a pretty pass when a New Yorker challenges all England in Cowes Road, and all England hesitates. When the schooner America sails for home, she will leave a legacy of our humiliation and broken pride. The British lion has lain down and rolled over like a lamb. The descendants of Sir Francis Drake and Sir John Hawkins have proved unworthy of their blood. The legend of England's superiority of the seas is smashed forever. And wherever ships sail, there will always be a question as to the courage of our men. If the combat is fair, there's no disgrace in being beaten. The disgrace is to cravenly refuse an honorable challenge.
One moment, Sir Henry. That story is not quite in accordance with the facts. I propose to challenge them with my cutter, Aurora.
And I shall enter my schooner, the Gypsy Queen.
And the arrow.
Eclipse.
Brilliant!
Gentlemen, this is more like it. We have our regular squadron race next Saturday around the Isle of Wight. Why not invite the Americans to participate?
Good!
August 22nd, 1851. What started out to be a routine Royal Squadron Club race was to become a saga in racing history. The most memorable international yacht racing event of all time. 14 of the best British boats, anchored in a double line, wait for the starting cannon. The Sparrows wait to destroy the Hawk. The course around the Isle of Wight is 53 miles in clockwise, starting at Cowes. There are strong currents and tides, hidden rocks and shoals. The British know every fathom of it. The Americans do not. To the winner goes this trophy, then called the 100 Guinea Cup, which years later was to become known as the famed America's Cup, the symbol of international yacht racing supremacy. Included in the fleet are the outstanding racing veterans, Brilliant, Volante, Gypsy Queen, Constance, and Aurora. The schooner America, 170 tons of national pride and skill. The odds are staggering, 14 to 1.
Look, Tom, the Queen, Queen Victoria.
Thank you, Albert. How soon before the start?
4 minutes.
Quite a fleet, Dick.
Aye.
The one we'll really have to watch out for is Aurora.
Sister ship to the Lavrock.
She's less than half our weight, and in light air she could pass us. But we'll do all right.
Especially with the flying jib boom ready when you need it, Captain.
Captain Brown, Commodore Stevens, Mr. Steers, America, this is your moment. What do you do with it?
We're being backwinded. Let out some chain.
At the very start, America runs into trouble. A gust of wind catches her. She overruns her anchor and begins to slew around. The crew has to lower her sails. America is left standing at the start.
Sorry, bad start.
The anchor is cleared and brought aboard. America's sails are reset. Dick Brown's objective is to bear off and gain momentum. The lead boats pick up a fresh breeze and improve their positions. Gypsy Queen bears off and starts to move toward the head of the fleet, leaving America in her wake. Brilliant accepts Gypsy Queen's challenge and surges forward. Volante stays close at hand, but is no match for Brilliant. 10:15. Gypsy Queen retains the lead. The fleet moves steadily to the east. The only laggard is America. It has become more than a contest between two countries. It has become a boat-for-boat race, with every contestant giving his all. The wind holds. America overtakes the schooner Brilliant. Only 13 more to go. .30. Gypsy Queen increases her lead over Volante, Constance, Arrow, Alarm, and America. Aurora has gone way outside. Within the hour, the fleet moves into a light fog, but the wind still holds. 11 o'clock. America is now in the middle of the fleet and driving hard. She tacks time and again, chasing the shifting wind to hold her speed. Walks along, past cutter and schooner. Nab Tower, her first mark, is coming up. She rounds the Nab at 11:37, and from here to St. Catherine's Point, she really shows her great windward sailing ability. The name of the game in yacht racing is to get to weather, to get upwind as quickly as possible. Here, America is at her best. Now Gypsy Queen rides in America's wake, and the bony skeleton moves to the head of the fleet. Her lead is phenomenal, but is now threatened by dying wind. Under these conditions, a lighter boat can easily overtake her. Aurora is starting to gain.
Take the helm, Commodore.
Although he never approved of George Steer's flying jib, in this light air, Captain Brown is ready to try anything, even that. This is Aurora's specialty, light air sailing, gentle winds, passing heavier boats as if they were standing still. She now threatens a Yankee hawk. At 12:58 off the point of Dunnos, America hardens her sails, especially George Steer's flying jib, which is working beautifully. As the wind continues to lighten, eager hands put increasing pressure on the flying jib boom.
It served its purpose, George. Now let's keep going. I never liked the damn thing anyway. We've been thrown up into the wind. It's going to cost us valuable time.
Lay out that line forward. Captain, the foredeck's clear.
The current's running against us now, Captain, and the wind's still dropping.
If she holds a direct course from St. Catherine's Point to the Needle, we've got her.
You might go down by the beach, sir, and hold her wind.
Oh, no, she wouldn't dare. She's got too much draft.
If this wind doesn't strengthen, she could beat us to the Needles.
Oh, it could pick up.
No, we can't count on it. With your permission, I'd like to go beachcombing.
We'd have to sail through miles of shoals and hidden rocks.
Aye, we could tear her bottom out. It's your ship, Commodore.
No, it's your ship, Captain.
Comstock! Ease the jib. We're going closer to the beach. Hi, Captain.
As America moves toward shallower waters, the leadsman prepares to take soundings. Hour after hour, America works closer to the shore, with Aurora threatening all the time.
On the mark, 7.
Trim everything in a little.
Suicide.
A great hunch is played by Captain Brown. He works America out of the foul current and sails along the beach. He holds what wind there is and maintains his lead.
Comstock, go. George, take the helm.
Five fathoms.
5 fathoms.
And a half, 4.
And a half, 4. fathoms! 3 fathoms.
The race nearly ends for America on the rocks. In Captain Brown's eagerness to keep her moving in light air, he brings her closer and closer to disaster. One mistake, one unseen rock lurking under the surface can put her out of the race.
2.5 fathoms. Commodore, we've no choice. We're heading up.
If we get past these shoals, Aurora's no threat.
We're getting some help. Wait! Water!
They might make it.
The near accident is averted. A welcome lift from the wind brings her out. She starts moving better, and the wind helps the gallant Aurora also, but too late. Like the others, she is completely outclassed by the Yankee schooner, which is more at home with a strong wind and surging sea.
You made it, Dick.
If they turn the needles before we do, we won't have a chance.
Now she sails in her own environment, with a wind that's more to her liking. Nothing can stop her now. The great effort is working. She shoulders her way towards the needles in high style, noble and free. With only a short way to the needles and victory beyond, she seems to lunge forth hungrily. Destiny is now courting her. August 22nd, 1851. At 6:30 p.m., America races past the needles, victory in her grasp. The rest is history.
Comstock!
Yes, sir.
Get me a cigar.
Aye, Captain.
Still taking notes, Tom?
Huh? No, sir. I'm just figuring out how much money I won from Horace Greeley.
The race is over, Your Majesty.
Who won?
America won, Your Majesty.
Who was second?
Madam, there is no second.
Commodore Stevens from the Royal Squadron Yacht Club, it is with pleasure I present this cup to you for a smashing victory.
This is the cup America won on that eventful date. In 1857, it was presented by Commodore Stevens as a gift to the New York Yacht Club. It became known as the America's Cup. It has been successfully defended by American yachtsmen for over 100 years. As time went on, the incredible schooner sailed in other races, winning further glories. She raced again at Cowes and Sandy Hook and many other places. And she cruised off Spain, Portugal, and through the Mediterranean. In the Civil War, she became a blockade runner and dispatch boat for the South. She was scuttled by the Confederate Navy, raised and reconditioned by the North, and then fought for the Union, capturing a number of blockade runners. She was involved in the Spanish-American War and World War I. Finally, in 1921, as a gift to the nation, this gallant schooner was given to the Naval Academy at Annapolis, where she proudly served as a training ship. In 1945, she collapsed on her cradle under a heavy blanket of snow. To this day, she and the men who built her serve as an inspiration to all her descendants and to the new America, built in her image. The schooner America. Wherever men sail, they find the memory of her hull in the water. And so she lives again, and will always live, and sail to glory.
The The F&M Schaefer Brewing Company has been pleased to bring you Sail to Glory. The ship you've seen in tonight's program was especially built by Schaefer, the original America. In the coming months, the new America will visit ports all along the eastern seaboard. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's presentation.